Falcon Punch!
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of this. Now, for the first time, I am going game hunting outside my comfort zone. I am going to the beautiful seaside Limassol. So, I'm going to a game bazaar out of town for the first time ever this week, and I am rolling without a cameraman because Tim has an exam tomorrow. So instead, I go with Theo.
Theo,
hey.
Say hi to the camera.
But I'm not going to force him to be my cameraman, so I have to do all my own work today. So you'll excuse me if the footage is a bit shaky, because I'm trying to film while also looking at games. Theo, being a reseller, of course, has a stall at this bazaar. So he's taking a ton of stuff to trade, and I am paying him for fuel money. I know I'm not going to sell anything, so the petrol cost isn't going to be justified. So I go to his house in the morning so we can all drive to Limassol together in his car. And while I'm there and while he's loading stuff in the car, I decide to have a sneak peek at the games he's bringing, so I can pre-catch everyone at the bazaar slipping, if that makes any sense. And I notice a few titles I like. I notice Fire Emblem, Mega Man, but you know what, I'm not gonna jump the gun just yet. I'm gonna wait till we get there and see what everyone else has got. Theo's also taking with him his younger brother Marcos to man the stall while he goes around game hunting, so he's not caught slipping again, because he didn't do that at the Gamers Boulevard Bazaar. That's how a Zelda Force Worth Adventures got into my hands. We get there, and I noticed that, first off, there's a lot less people than in Nicosia, and secondly, there are a lot more games. So the first person I head to is right at the end of the bazaar. I see the seller that I got the Game & Watch from in Nicosia. I'm beating myself up over not getting a game I saw in Nicosia because I've actually never heard of this Crash game.
Seriously?
Seriously, I've never heard of this.
Get it, it's really good. Crash Bandicoot's amazing. It's my childhood.
It is, but it's published by Universal, not Naughty Dog. Apparently though, it's a really good game, even if the cart is in really bad condition. So I pair that game up with another one, and I asked him if he can do 5 for him. He accepts, which is great because now I have 2 awesome Game Boy Advance games. Magical Quest starring Mickey and Minnie, and Crash Bandicoot Huge Adventure. Now going back through all the stalls, I spy with my little eye something beginning with shoot 'em up! I see a game none other than Nano Stray for the DS. This game has been on my wish list for a long time, ever since I saw it in an HMV store in the UK and I passed up on it because I had no idea what the game was. So now I see it and it's in front of me and it's in my hands. It's a bit sun damaged, but I really could not care less. Unfortunately, the game does not belong to the seller. It belongs to a reseller who he's selling it on behalf of, so I can't haggle down. I try finding another game, and I do find a great game, and I try to bundle them up together. You should always do that. You should always bundle games up when you see a lot of games you like at one seller, because you may get a slightly lower price. It could be €1, and that €1 could be a milkshake at McDonald's, or whatever. So always try to save some money by bundling up. I tried to bundle up, he still can't budge because they're not his, they're this reseller's. The prices are really fair. The prices are what they go for on eBay, but I wanted to pay less than that. And besides, I didn't really have that much money with me that day anyway. So I decide to put them down and I go have a look around. I find this kid who's selling a bunch of DS games for relatively cheap. I mean, some of them were a bit overpriced, granted, which is why I didn't buy any except this. I have Ridge Racer DS, just the cart though. And I really wanted to complete my copy of the game, so for €5, I would do that deal all day long. And this left me with a spare Ridge Racer cart. Time to go trade with Theo. So I trade the cart with Theo, and for a loose Ridge Racer DS, I get a loose Mario Party Advance. So far so good. For some context, this bazaar is held because the store in Limassol called Game On is holding a Street Fighter tournament. And the bazaar is essentially hosted right outside the store. And I decide maybe it's worth a shot going into the store, seeing what they have. Considering my awesome find at Gamers Boulevard last week, I've got nothing to lose by checking the store, even if I should expect retail prices. Now the first thing I see is a lot of Dreamcast games. The reason this catches my eye is because the Dreamcast sold extremely poorly in Cyprus, and it's quite rare to find Dreamcast games out in the wild. Most people who collect for the system just order stuff off eBay. And I see a lot of awesome games for the system on this shelf. I see Crazy Taxi, I see Revolt, I see Red Dog, and Revolt and Red Dog I know because Heavy Metal Jesus did a Dreamcast Hidden Gems video, and both of those titles were on it. However, they were all a little pricey for my taste. Because, as I said before, it's a retail store. You should expect retail prices. And seeing as how the games are kind of rare here, the price is justified. But for me, the price is not right. So I passed them up, unfortunately. Next, I move on to their bargain bin, and I see 3 copies of MotorStorm for the PS3, 2 in pristine condition, 1 with a broken box, all priced at €2. Based on the fact that MotorStorm is a launch title, an extremely common game, and one of them has a broken box, I try to haggle the price for the broken one down to €1, because I've got a box that I can replace it with. Unfortunately though, they won't budge and I have to put it down. I don't blame them though, they're a retail store. So I exit the store and Theo goes in. Minutes later, he emerges with a great haul of his own. Furthermore, from the seller next to him, Theo gets a steel case of Deus Ex Human Revolution, so he can upgrade his copy of the game. So good on him. Now I continue going around, I look at all the sellers, and I find a few interesting games. I find Siren Blood Curse for the PS3, I find Wipeout HD / Wipeout Fury, I find PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, but unfortunately pretty much everyone there is a reseller, and seeing as I didn't really have a lot of money to spend, everything was a bit outside my price range. Though to be fair, the guy who had Siren Blood Curse and Battle Royale was willing to give me a great bundle deal, and the guy who had Wipeout was willing to drop its price. But still, I was thinking about damn Nano Stray. So I decided to bite the bullet. I go back to the guy with the shoot 'em up, and I pay sticker price. I'm not proud of it, but I get 2 great games in the bargain. I leave with X-Men Legends 2, Rise of Apocalypse for the PS2, which is an amazing co-op game, and it's a precursor to the Ultimate Alliance series, which I love. And of course, I leave with Nano Stray. I paid €19 for both, but you know what? These are great games, and it was worth it. The day is winding down and coming to an end, and Theo's packing up to leave. He's putting everything in his stall back into boxes, and I recall seeing Mega Man Battle Network. These are severely underappreciated Mega Man games in my opinion. I've played the Star Force games and I loved them even though no one else seems to like them. And he was selling them for €5 each. I'm not willing to spend any more money. I tried to trade him off a few of my Game Boy games, he wasn't interested. So I decided to trade off the Mario Party I got from him earlier. And I got the first Mega Man Battle Network game. Also, as I later noticed, and as Theo pointed out, the Mario Party was a bootleg, so it was a good thing I decided to trade it. And it was also a good thing he decided to take it back. Someone's selling a bunch of PS2 games, and I am driving out to meet him right now. And my replacement cameraman du jour is Seb. Put your mug on the internet.
Oh yeah, you love it.
This was a huge loss of 35 games, €60, but I only saw 4 that I wanted. And I noticed that 2 of them were NTSC, so I figured I could haggle them down. He also had selling his PS2, which he said played bootlegs. So I asked him if the NTSC games were bootlegs. He's like, no, they're NTSC. So I go there. Turns out they're bootleg NTSC games. So he was only half right.
Right. This is a public service announcement for all of you. Not just gamers. The person we bought these games from was a noob. He was a noob who doesn't even lift. No. Now this is not necessary to be a gamer. You don't need to be swollen, jacked up like everyone else. I'm not even swollen, jacked up, but the point is I lift. Damn it, viewer, you will lift also. Because this guy was a toothpick. His legs were toothpicks. His arms were toothpicks. His toothpicks were not even toothpicks. They were tiny. And thus, as a public service announcement, please game responsibly and lift. For the love of God, lift.
But I did end up getting Ultimate Spider-Man. And Godzilla Unleashed.
Due to problems with the train, now I have about €3 to spend it.
Guys, this cost me like €5. I hope you realize that.
So you made it to the end of the video, and thank you so much for watching, everyone. And thank you for all the likes and subscribes and views that my previous video has gotten. I know they're not much by other YouTuber standards, but this is far more than I'm used to on my videos. So thank you very much, and remember to share, like, subscribe, whatever, if you like this video. It's what's going to keep me going, essentially. And thank you to all the sellers at the bazaar, and thank you to Game On for letting me film inside. Also thank you to Theo for driving me there, and for McDonald's afterwards. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode of this.